Good morning, Mrs. Christian's Maths Group, and happy Thursday. So we've got a couple of math lessons to do for the rest of this week before it's the weekend, and they are both to do with length. Okay, so we are still going to be looking at length, looking at meters and centimeters and measuring different things on the rulers and comparing. Now today we're going to be looking at solving some word problems with our maths. Okay, so it's still using our knowledge on length, but picking out important information in questions and then trying to realise what it is that we need to do. Okay, so what we'll do is we will dive into our in focus task. We'll have a read through it together, and then I might ask you to pause at different parts so you can then answer the questions. All right, so let's look at the first question together. Okay. Now, this is all to do with Lulu, okay? Lulu wants to swim 50 metres. Now, looking at the picture of the pool of her swimming, we can see that one length of the pool is exactly 50 metres, so we're quite lucky. So she wants to swim one full length of 50 metres. Now, at the minute, she's only swam to where this dotted line is here. Okay, you can see the little dotted line there. That's how far she's made it so far. Now, we have been told how far she has swam. So we can see that part there. So we can see that she's swam 35 metres. Now, my question for you, okay, year 3-4, is how far is she from the finishing line? How far is she from the finishing line? So she needs to swim 50 metres. She's only swum 35 metres so far. So how would we find out how far she's got left to swim? Okay? Now, I'll give you a little bit of a clue. Use a bar model. Okay? If you're a little bit unsure, if you were to draw that with a bar model, it would really help you out. Okay? So pause the video and give it your best go, and then when you're ready you can then come back and press play and we'll see where you have gotten up to. All right, so off you go, Mrs. Christian's Group, and good luck. Right, so if you are back, it means I've got an answer and you're ready to give it a go. So what we'll do is, to begin with, we will draw the bar model that represents this. Okay, so we know that the length is 50 metres that she needs to swim. Okay, so then I'm going to draw that as a bar model. That is going to show the 50 metres that she needs to swim. I'll leave it in a light blue to show that. Okay, that shows how much she needs to swim. Now we know she swam 35 metres, so what I'll do now is I'm going to draw another bar to show that. I'm going to draw another bar that represents the 35 metres she has swum. So I know that bar represents the 35 metres that she has swum. But what I need to do is I need to find out what this part's worth here, because this part will then tell me how much she's got left to swim. That will tell me how much she's got left. At the minute, I don't know how much she's got left. Okay? So then I've got my bar model that shows that. It shows the 50 metres she needs to swim, the 35 metres that she has swum, and how much has she got left to swim. Okay? So look at that bar model. That now tells me a little bit more information as to what I need to do to find out how far she is from the finishing line. Okay, it does tell me that little bit more information. So if you were unable to figure out the answer, now that I've shown you the bar model, what I want you to do now is pause the video again and see if you can realize what it is that you need to do, and see if you can come up with an answer of how much longer she's got left to swim. Okay, so give it your best go, and then when you're ready and you've got your answer, you can then come back, press play, and we'll see if you were correct. Right, now that you're back, let's have a look. So, because this is the information that we're missing, okay, the bar model is actually showing us a subtraction question. It's showing us 50 meters, take away 35 meters, which would then tell us how much further she's got left to swim. So we need to do 50 take away 35. Okay, now there's a few ways that we can do that. 50 take away 35. So I'm going to bring that down here. 50 take away 35. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this in stages. To begin with, I'm going to do 50 meters, take away 30 meters. Now that sounds quite difficult, but we've got 5 tens, take away 3 tens. Well, if I know 5 take away 3, well, I know 5 take away 3 is 2, then 5 tens take away 3 tens would equal 2 tens. So I'm on 20 meters now. But she didn't just swim 30 meters, we're not just taking away 30, are we? We're taking away 35. So now that I've taken away 30, I'm now going to take away 5. So 20 meters take away 5 meters. So I'm going to count back 5 from 20. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15. Well, I know that altogether then she has 15 meters left to swim. 15 meters left to swim. So if I now go back to my bar model, I'm going to fill that in. So I now know that's worth 15 meters. Now there is a way I could make sure my answer is correct. Because if I look at 35 and 15, if I add those two numbers together, it should equal 50. And if it does equal 50, then I know my answer is correct. Now 35 add 15, well 35 add 5 is 40, 40 add 10 is 50, so then yes, I know that my answer is correct. Okay, so well done if you were able to get them right. So now let's look at some of our guided practice questions. Now for these first two questions, we've been helped out a little bit because we've been given the bar models to be able to help us. Okay, so now let's have a read through the first question. Emma buys 18 meters of red cloth and 15 meters of blue cloth. What is the total length of cloth that she buys? Now we're quite lucky here because we've been given the 15 meters of red cloth and the 18 meters of red cloth, sorry, and the 15 meters of blue cloth. What we now need to do is find out how much she bought altogether. So if we want to find the total length of 18 meters and 15 meters, are we going to add or are we going to subtract? Are we going to add or subtract? Are we going to add or subtract? What is it that we are going to do? So pause the video, see if you can figure out what it is that we need to do, and then see if you can figure out the answer as well. And then when you're ready, you can then come back and you can press play and we'll see if you were correct. So good luck with this question and come back when you are ready. Right, so now that you have had a chance to give it a go, hopefully we will have realised that if we want to be finding out the total length, then we need to be doing our adding question. So we would be doing 18 add 15, which would then give me my total amount. 18 add 15. So what is 18 add 15? Well, it would give me my answer of 33 meters. Okay, so well done if you were able to calculate the answer of Emma buying 33 meters of cloth all together. Okay, so let's have a look at our next guided practice question. Now again, we've been given the bar model for this one. Okay, now I'll give you a bit of a clue. This is very similar to our first question in our In Focus. Okay, so Ruby has a ribbon that is 80 centimeters long. She cuts a piece that is 48 centimeters long to make a bow. What is the length of ribbon left? So we had a bar that showed 80. She's used 48 centimeters, and I want to find out this part, this orange part. What's the orange part worth? And again, it's very similar to our in focus one where there was 50 meters, she swam 35 meters. So what did we do to find out how many meters there was left to swim? It's very, very similar, okay? So you can always go back and watch that part of the video. That might be able to help you. It might give you a few more ideas, okay? So what I'd love you to try and do is see if you can come up with the equation, which means like the number sentence, okay, of what we would do to find out our answer, okay? And then when you think you've got it and you think you've been able to calculate it and figure it out, you can then come back and we'll see how you did, okay? So pause the video and give it your best go, and then when you're ready, you can then come back and see how you did. Right, so let's have a look. So, hopefully we will have what have I done there? There we go. Realise that it's a subtraction question, okay? That if we want to find out the total length of the ribbon left, then we would be doing 80, which was our total to begin with, taking away the 48 centimeters that we used. Okay, so we'll be doing 80, take away 48. So let's have a look at 80 take away 48. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my formal methods for this one. Oh, technology problems there. There we go. 80 take away 48. So I'm going to use my formal methods for this one. 80 take away 48. So what column would I start with? Shout it out for me. What column would I start with? Well, I'll start with the column furthest to the right, which is my ones column. So I'll be doing 0 ones, take away 8 ones. Well, I can't quite do that, can I? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my tens. I'm going to borrow one of my tens and rename it for 10 ones. There we go. So then 10 ones take away 8 ones. Well, that would give me 2 ones. And then 7 tens take away 4 tens. That would give me 3 tens. So I know that my answer would be 32. So I know that the length of ribbon left is 32 centimeters. So well done if you were able to calculate that there was 32 centimeters of ribbon left. Okay, well done. Now let's have a look at a couple more guided practice questions. Now this one I'm not exactly looking forward to because it's about clowns and I hate clowns, but we'll just have to do it. So a toy clown is standing on a pair of stilts that are around 35 centimeters high. The height of the clown when he is standing on the stilts is 99 centimeters. And what we want to do is we want to find the height of just the toy clown. Okay? So the stilts are 35 centimeters and the stilts and clown are 99 centimeters. Now this question is quite tricky because we've not been given a bar model. So what we'll do is we're going to do the bar model together. Okay? So let's look at showing this. So my first bar I'm going to draw, that's going to show, here we go, the height of the clown on the stilts. Now, how high was the clown when he was on the stilts? Well, he was 99 centimeters, wasn't he, when he was standing on the stilts. Now, we don't know how high the clown is, but we do know how high the stilts are. So I'm going to draw another bar just underneath now to show the height of the stilts. So I know the stilts are 35 centimeters. So what is it that I'm trying to figure out? What is it that I'm trying to calculate the height of for this bar here, this red bar? Okay, what is that bar representing? Well, that bar is representing the height of the clown. Because if we add the height of the studs up to the height of the clown, it should give us 99 centimeters, which is the height of the toy clown on the studs. Okay? So then looking at that, once again, it looks very similar to our question on the pool. It looks very similar to our question that we just did to do with, was it the cloth? Let's have a look. Just skip back. Yes, to do with the ribbon. Okay? So it's a very, very similar question. So looking at that bar, what is it that we need to do? So what I'd like to do is I'd like you to, now that we've drawn the bar model together, so now that you've got that little bit more information about the question, I'd like to pause the video and see if you're able to calculate the height of the toy clown. And then when you're ready, you can then come back, press play, and you can then check your answer. Okay? So pause the video and give it your best go. Right, so let's have a look. So looking at that bar model, it's showing as a subtraction question. So to find out the height of the clown, we will be doing 99 centimeters, take away 35 centimeters. And that would then give me the height of just the clown. So once again, I'm going to do this question as a formal written method, just to help me out, because I'm a little bit unsure. So I'm going to be doing 99 taking away 35. Okay, so let's see if we can do this one together. Okay, I'm going to ask the question, I'm going to ask you to answer it before we move on. So my formal subtraction methods, what column should I start with year 3 for? What column? Shout it out for me. Well, I'm going to start on the column furthest to the right, which is my ones. So I'm going to do 9 ones, take away 5 ones, which gives me, well, 9, take away 5. Let's count back 5 from 9. Do it with me. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay? So I know it will be 4 ones. So now that I've done 9 ones, take away 5 ones, I'm going to do 9 ones, take away 3 ones. So let's count back 3 tens from 9 tens. Are you ready? So we go 8 tens, 7 tens, 6 tens. There we go. So then that tells me my answer of the height of the clown being 64 centimeters. Okay? So I know that that bar is worth 64 centimeters. And now again, if I wanted to double check my answers, then if I was to add 64 and 35, it should give me 99, which it does. Okay, so it tells me that I've got that one correct. All right. So now let's have a look at question 4. Now this time we've got a toy robot. I don't mind toy robots, it's toy clowns I can't handle. A toy robot. Now the robot is starting from here, from the what looks like a clock tower. He then walks to the flag, but he doesn't go straight to the flag, he goes this way. So he goes to the tree and then the tree to the flag. Okay, so let's just draw out his route. So he goes all the way down here and then all the way down there. Okay? Now my question is, how far does this toy robot travel? If he goes from the clock to the tree first, and then from the tree to the flag next, okay? How far does that toy robot travel? All right? So what I'd love you to do is pause the video and see if you're able to find out how far he has traveled. And then when you're ready, you can then come back, press play, and we'll see how you have done. Okay? So off you go. Right, let's have a look. So what I'm going to do is, again, I'm going to show this using bar models. Well, I know that first of all, he travels 6 meters. He travels 6 meters first of all. I then know after that 6 meters, well, he then travels another 8 meters. So he travels 6 meters and he travels 8 meters. And what I want to know is how long does he travel all together? So he travels 6 meters, then 8 meters. So how long does he travel all together? Okay, makes sense. So if you're a bit unsure, now that you've got your bar model, does that give you any more ideas? So if you want to pause the video and have another go at it, please feel free. If you've got your answer, then you can just carry on watching and we'll see if you got it right. So if I want to find out how far he's travelled, well, he's travelled 6 meters and then 8 meters. So I would be doing 6 meters add 8 meters. Okay. Well, 6 meters add 8 meters. Well, I'm going to count on 6 from 8. So I'd like to try and do that with me. Okay, let's count on 6 from 8. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go 8, 9 meters, 10 meters, 11 meters, 12 meters, 13 meters, 14 meters. So I know that he travels 14 meters. Okay, so well done if you were able to find out the length that he travels. Okay, so what you're going to do now is you're going to try worksheet 6. Now, if you've not got your Maths No Problem workbook, I really recommend going to get it because it just makes it that little bit easier for you to do your work and then when you come back to school, you've got all the work together. Okay, so let's make sure that we are doing it as the best presentation we can. And if you need to go get it, go and get it from school. Okay, so there's quite a few pages for this one. So there's quite a lot to do, but for some of them you're quite lucky because it's giving you the bar models. So question 1, rope A is 12 meters long, rope B is 4 meters longer. How long is rope B? Question 2, a lamp is 25 centimeters tall, a can is 16 centimeters taller. What's the total height of the two objects? Question 3, Elliot has 96 centimeters of string. He uses 49 centimeters of string to tie a container. What is the length of string he has left? Ruby leaves for her school, which is 80 meters from her house. After walking some time, she has 26 more meters to go. So how far has she walked? And then you've got question 5, question 6, and question 7, question 8. Okay, so there are quite a lot of them. So what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and give it your best go. You can always re-watch parts of the lesson that explains from the bar models to be able to help you. And then once you've done all the questions, you can then come back to the video, press play, and we'll go through the answers together so you can then mark it. Okay, so off you go. Right, if you have come back, it means you've given it your best go for worksheet 6 and you're ready for the answers. So let's have a look. So question 1, rope A is 12 meters long, rope B is 4 meters longer than rope A. So how long is rope B? So we would do 12 add 4, which equals 16 meters. So we know rope B is 16 meters long. A lamp is 25 centimeters tall. A can is 16 centimeters tall. What is the total height of the two objects? So again, we'll be doing 25 add 16, which equals 41. Question 3, Elliot has 96 centimeters of string. He uses 49 centimeters of the string to tie a container. What is the length of the string he has left? So we're doing 96 take away 49, which equals 47 centimeters of string. Ruby leaves her school, which is 80 meters from her house. After walking some time, she has 26 meters more to go. How far has she walked? So we'll be doing 80 take away 26. So we know she's walked 54 meters so far. Question 5. A plant was 12 centimeters tall on day 1. A week later, it is 61 centimeters tall. How much taller has the plant grown? So we were doing 61 take away 12, which equals 49. So we know the plant's grown 49 centimeters. Question 6. So after using 57 centimeters of ribbon, Holly has 36 centimeters of ribbon left. What's the length of the ribbon she had at first? So we were doing 57 add 36, which would give us 93 centimeters. So we know to start with, the ribbon was 93 centimeters long. Question 7. An electrician cuts a long wire into 2 parts. The first part is 14 meters long and the second part is 29 meters long. How long was the wire before it was cut? So to find out the total length of the wire, we'd be doing 14 add 29, which equals 43. So we know the wire was 43 metres before it was cut. And then the last one. A building is 45 metres tall. It is 38 metres taller than a lamppost. How tall is the lamppost? So we'd be doing 45, take away 38, which equals 7. So the lamppost was 7 metres tall. So there were quite a few tricky questions in there. So well done if you were able to get a lot of them right. It's very, very impressive. Make sure you send me your workbooks, a picture of your worksheet so I can see how well you've done, or if there's any areas that we need to think about or work on before we get on to tomorrow's lesson. Okay, so well done, Mrs. Christian's Maths Group, and I will speak to you tomorrow for our Friday's lesson.